What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video. Yes, we are starting the video at night because it is the 30-day experiment with the 8 sleep. So you guys might have seen the video. I actually don't know when I'll actually post it, but a little unboxing and setup of the 8 sleep itself. Came in these big boxes over here. Got the retainer in case I sound a little bit weird. But yeah, we've got the bed set up. It's cooling down right now, and we're gonna do a little review. This is so Katie's first night, my first night. We have it set to very cold. We have it both sides set to -10, which is like the lowest. Not actually sure what temperature that is, but it's basically you have -10 cold to +10 hot. We both want it cold, so it's at -10 right now. It is also sitting right back here, so you guys can see where it's connected. And there's a little tube that runs underneath the bed and into the actual mattress pad, which is, you guys can see like right there. So it does have these like haptic sensors on the side as well, so you can actually press those to control the temperature as well as the alarm in the morning. But yeah, right now we're gonna go ahead and just go to bed. There is like an autopilot on the app as well. I'll probably dive into that a little bit more later in the 30-day review. But there's ways to, I guess, like it learns about your sleep, it learns how you like the temperature, it learns how you auto-regulate, I assume, like as you sleep. So like it starts cold and slowly warms up throughout the night and can also warm up in the morning. But yeah, without further ado, that's gonna be the intro to the 30-day 8 sleep experiment review. Once again, this was sent to me for free, but they're not paying me to say any of this stuff, so this is kind of just a review at this point. But I always want to be apparent with you guys, like, I did not pay for this, but I probably would have at some point, but just in the position I am in, as far as like a kind of a fitness, health, personality influencer, I was like, you know what, if I can get one for free and make a review for my followers, I think that's the best thing to do. So we're gonna do night number 1, and then I'll check with you guys in the morning, and we're just gonna go through the review of the 8 sleep over the next 30 days or so. See you guys then. We actually just completed our first night sleep on the 8 sleep. Very first initial thoughts. What do you think?
Okay, honestly, 1000% worth your money if you could afford it, because
Too powerful.
It was. We had it on the coldest setting, and I woke up in the middle of the night actually like cold to the bone, and I almost woke up Jack because I was gonna say, can you please just turn it up or turn it off, because my side of the bed, since I didn't set it up yet, I couldn't like regulate it, so it just stayed at -10 all night, and I was sitting there shivering, and I was gonna put like my blanket down and then lay on top of my blanket. Like, it was actually really cold.
Yeah, which I didn't realize, because I thought, since she didn't have her set up, I thought my controls were for the entire bed until she got her set up. But since I like designated my side of the bed, I had autopilot set up. So mine went from -10 to I think -4 to -1 to like a +7 with a thermal alarm in the morning, which honestly, the best feeling ever, waking up in like a warm bed versus cold. Like, that was really nice. But the one thing also is, so they have little buttons on the side of the pad. So I had my alarm set up for 7 a.m. in order to turn that alarm off, which you didn't hear you didn't feel my vibration alarm, right?
I can't feel it, but you do.
Yeah. But there's these little buttons on the side of the pad.
It's not even a button, it's just a sensor pad.
Yeah.
There's nothing to click.
To turn, yeah, correct. Yeah, it's just like, it just feels motion, I guess. But I thought, okay, I have to press this. So instead of like tapping it, I was like pressing into it and then hitting it because my alarm wouldn't go off. So like I woke her up by tapping the sensor versus her not feeling the actual like vibration. So that's one thing that I need to figure out. Or maybe I just like,
I was like, why is he just waking up and going? Jesus.
But yeah, but now she has her side set up. Unfortunately, she's leaving for a week, so we'll have to wait probably 2 weeks to get your update, like after a week of actually using it. But I'll give you my week update after I have a week of using it. But so far, it's more powerful than we thought, because we both are warm sleepers, or
yeah,
warm or cold sleepers. Whatever.
We're warm.
Yeah, we're warm, so we want to be cold.
But
yes.
I was like, oh, we're definitely putting this on -10. I want to be cold all night long. And then I realized, no, I just like to be cold for like the first hour, and then I would rather have it like gradually rise up. Like, still stay cold.
Yeah.
Like, never put it on like a +1 or anything above that, because that would warm it up.
Maybe in the morning, because the thermal alarm was really cool in the morning. Because I woke up and literally was like in a warm bed. I was like, oh, it's a great way to start the day, like nice and warm. It was really nice. But yeah, so far they do have micro tubes that you can feel with your fingers, but when you lay on it, you can't feel it at all. Like it just feels like a normal bed cover. Actually, pretty comfortable. Not pretty comfortable. It is comfortable. I noticed no difference. I assume the mattress plays a big role in that. But super comfy so far. I mean, like, yeah, the fact that you already said it was worth it and like it's very pricey. Like I'm still kind of like holding out a little bit.
Spend my money on that.
It is, yeah. It's a game changer.
Oh, this is cool.
And now you have autopilot set up, and I think that's gonna be a game changer. And we're not gonna do -10. We're gonna do like -6 or 7, and then have it slowly come up.
I think I set mine -5 at bedtime.
Yeah.
And then like earlier in the night -2, and then later.
Yeah. And I'll probably
-1.
I might turn my vibration alarm off and have my thermal alarm and still have my phone alarm. I'm gonna play around with the alarms, but so far it is a fantastic product. I absolutely love it. Okay, she had a sleep score of 93. I had a sleep score of 100.
I was like, it says 100 right there.
But like overall,
I did not sleep very well because I was freezing.
Oh really? See, I slept like a baby. I slept really well.
I kept waking up because I was like, oh my
so
God.
Maybe it is pretty accurate. Okay, but cool. Without further ado, that is night number 1 review. I'll probably give you guys a first week review. We'll have Katie do her first week review and then do like a 30-day total wrap up. But so far, I mean, I'm impressed. And what did you say? No one in the 1950s would be doing this. I'm like, yeah no crap.
Jack was like, set it up on your phone.
The technology,
like, all right, here we go.
Honestly, it's unreal. I don't know exactly the science behind it, even though ex-engineer, but like, it is so cool for like what it does. It's very simple though. It's just heating and cooling water and circulating it, but it does a great job.
Oh, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Literally,
I can't wait for you to have a week with it though. I think it'll be a game changer.
Yeah, well, as I got into bed, I was like, I'm buying this for my dad.
And we don't have to, we are able to keep our apartment temperature a little bit higher because we're able to sleep in a cold bed. So I think like, if you think about it, oh, like I'm gonna spend money on maybe like, oh, the monthly subscription or spend money on the electric to actually run the pump, but you can keep your entire apartment or house like 1 or 2 degrees warmer. Like I think that might, I don't know.
I think we could have kept it at 73 because of how
cool
cold
bed.
it was.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is so cold.
Yeah.
I need to get up.
It was a little too cold. So once again,
that is the coldest that it gets.
Yeah, the coldest that it gets. We thought it was like, oh,
we're amateurs.
We were both like, it's not that powerful. It can't make us cold. Like this maybe cool it off a little bit, but like it makes it cold. Without further ado, I'll give you my week update here shortly. In the video, Katie will give you her week update once she comes back from Dayton after her last week of clinicals. Insane.
Ooh.
And then we'll do a little 30-day wrap up after we've used it for 30 days and see if anything got better, worse, how the autopilot works, because it's supposed to like learn how you sleep. And that's a big thing where I'm kind of curious if it does or you're always going to connect it.
It already shows like, whenever I had sleep. So like, it actually, I think that's pretty accurate because I kept waking, I was sleeping, but I kept like waking up because I was like, oh my God, I am the coldest person on this entire earth. And then, yeah, I guess that's my sleep score. But quality was 100%, I guess, but.
Yeah. I'll say, we'll have to see, because I think the only way to like know for sure is like, if you wore like, one night, but it is, I mean, was it Love at First Sleep? Let's go with that. Oh, 8 Sleep, take that,
sure.
Steal that, Love at First Sleep. Oh, Love at First Sleep?
That sounds like it is.
I don't know, but it was a very good night's sleep in my opinion. It's very cool. We'll adjust to hopefully find our perfect settings. And then, I mean, there's one other thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the only way to know, I guess, like the accuracy of the tracking, and this is the Pod 4, which I guess they've improved the sleep tracking, is like if you had like a heart rate monitor, like a Whoop, if you wore like a bunch of trackers and see like, oh, like how accurate are they across the board. But I mean, overall, I think it was pretty accurate.
You sleep with an Oura ring and a Whoop.
Literally, like I feel like there's a guy, I forget his name. I'm gonna throw him up on the screen because I actually like his content. He's been wearing a Whoop for like 1,000 days. He wears like 5 fitness trackers at a time. I'll throw him up on the screen real quick, but I think also actually might use an 8 Sleep. But yeah, he does all kinds of tracking, so maybe you can check out him for more accurate on that. But yeah, so far, couples 8 Sleep review day 1. See you guys in a week for my review and then 2 weeks for her review. Stay tuned. quick, just 1 week update since I've now been sleeping. I know you can't see it, but there's an 8 sleep mattress under there. You can see the guy right there chugging away. So it is now just after 9 o'clock. My bedtime is set for 10, so the actual 8 sleep turns on an hour before your set bedtime to start cooling off the mattress, or I guess cooling off the pod cover, which is gonna make the mattress feel nice and cold. But the best way, I'm gonna do a whole breakdown after the 30 days, but so far, I will say I love it. It's amazing. The biggest thing there is, you know how people say, oh, it's like as cool as the underside of your pillow? It's like that, but for the entire mattress. So you know how in the middle of the night, when it's summer night, it's hot, like, oh my gosh, like it's warm. Flip your mattress or flip your pillow over, all nice and cool. It's like that, but for the entire bed and for your entire body. So far it's been amazing. My current settings, I don't even have my phone, but I know my settings. It's a -6 at nighttime, -3 early in the night, 0 late in the night, and I have a thermal alarm of +5. Thermal alarm is also amazing. So basically, like, it starts to heat up the bed, and most of the time the heat wakes me up before the actual vibration alarm does. But just in case, I do have a vibration alarm set for 6 as well. The only thing I will say, I'm not sure if Katie can see this, but there is a little like a sensor, like a tap thing here, where like if you tap it twice, it like actually just felt it, it'll vibrate and it'll actually cool down more.
Whoa.
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can
what?
tap it.
Jack,
if you tap it,
you never told me that.
Sorry, new thing. Well, you're learning and the people are learning. You tap it twice, it lowers by a, not a degree, but yeah, lowers by a point. So then now it's at -7. If you do 3 taps, vibrate it again, it goes up a degree. So that's another cool thing. But the one problem is, I wish there was maybe like a slight button to it, because sometimes I'll hit it twice and it doesn't pick it up, or if I like want to not make a loud sound like a pat, because like Katie's, oh, it just actually vibrated. But if like Katie's on her side, I don't want to wake her up in the morning, but that's how I might turn off my alarm. I'm like, I wish there's a way, because like I have to hit something versus just like that makes no sound, right? But that doesn't work. It has to be like a tap. So that's the only bad thing about, like, or I guess an area for improvement. But since we're gonna be getting up at the same time, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so far it's as cool as the underside of your pillow, but across the entire bed. And the tapping is very convenient, but also if you don't wake up at the same time as your partner, like they're gonna hear a,
so annoying,
which might wake them up. But if we get up at the same time, it's no big deal. Or you can also just grab your phone and turn off the alarm that way. So just one thing that I've kind of noticed so far, but 1 week in, Katie has done 2 nights, so I'm gonna get her review after a full week back on it, because she was up in Dayton, and then we'll do a 30-day review as well, going over everything, pros, cons. I'll probably have actually like a scripted list of everything that we've experienced over the last month or so to give you guys. But so far, I really do love it. The time has come for the final review. We've had the 8 sleep for what, maybe like 40-ish days, a little bit over 30 days. I know this is gonna be a 30-day review, but just for YouTube's sake, everyone loves a 30-day review or a 1-month review. But we've had it for about 40 days. We've both experienced the 8 sleep, as well as gone back to what a regular bed, or experiencing sleep with the 8 sleep, and then also relative to a normal bed now, doing trips. She went back to Cleveland, I went to New York. So I wrote down a few things that I'm gonna cover real quick, and then I'm gonna have Katie agree or disagree. We're gonna start with the cons, or what I've kind of seen as like a potential downside to this. The first one being, you can't change the alarm on a day-to-day basis, or you can't schedule alarms out. Like, there's only one alarm set. This is Jack and Katie in the future. We just
5 minutes later.
5 minutes later, we just realized. So after we talked some shit about them not having multiple alarms on 8 sleep, Katie just literally went into the app.
I can't stand up.
Yeah. Oh, well, shall. Katie just went into the app and actually pulled this up, where you can actually now add multiple alarms. So this little, like where my middle finger is, there's a little plus button, so you can actually create multiple alarms. I don't know if that was user error or they added that recently, because I think I haven't really checked ever since we first got it, because I noticed when we first got it, I don't think you could. So maybe they updated it since we got it, and we just both never really checked again, just assuming it wasn't possible. But yeah, a quick little update, or realization that you can add multiple alarms to weekdays, weekends, pick each day to be different. So our bad 8 sleep, but we're correcting it now, and your product just got a whole lot better in our eyes.
That's one less bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. One less
really
con.
Not a lot of bad
Now
things.
it's a pro in my opinion, because then yeah, you can set up like multiple days in a row if you know you're gonna have a little bit more sleep on the weekends. I still am a fan of having consistent sleep schedules no matter what.
But if you are gonna change things and you know you're gonna plan ahead for like weekdays versus weekends, now you can do that. And also, so last thing, do you feel the tap when I do the tap in the morning now? Because I started doing, that's kind of like a pro and con. So to turn off your alarm, you don't have to actually log onto your phone. You can just tap the side of the bed. It has little sensors. And when I first got it, I would hit it too hard or I would not hit it right. And I feel like I've gotten better at that. And now it's like, I just do a quick little 2 tap. I know exactly where to tap at this intensity or the impact I need, and it turns off, but I just don't know. Do you feel that? Like this morning, did you notice it? Okay, no. So once again, at first you definitely did, because I was like,
why is he smacking
it was
the
like
bed?
Loud, and now like I can do it very quiet and like turn it off, and she doesn't notice it. So that's more of like I think I wish there was a button on the side of the bed as well, because I feel like because you can't really like press. It has to be like a slight hit. But I think if there's a way to a button or a little bit easier way to turn it off without having to actually have an impact to wake up your partner, I think that'd be better too. But now back to the rest of the review. The app, obviously you do have to pay for the app, so it's a monthly recurring fee, which I don't love, as far as like, I don't like having monthly payments. Like, we both have paid off cars. Like, we don't want to buy a new car and have monthly payments. Obviously I think rent's the only monthly payment that we have, right? Student loans, but that's different. The gym, sure, little things like that. But like, when I buy something, like, I want to just pay for it in full. Obviously, once again, I think there's a financial side of things, but I just want to pay for things up front, have that over with. Like the Whoop, I didn't like because it was a constant monthly fee, and this is the same, but I will touch on that after, or in my pros, where there might be a way to offset that cost. Also, just the general cost of it as a whole. I think what, $2,400? I think it was
what?
The 8 Sleep itself, the bed itself. I think it's $2,400. So it is an expensive product.
What?
The 8 Sleep, the bed cover is $2,400.
I thought it was more than that, because
no.
Didn't my brother look it up and he was like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like way expensive.
It's like, I know, it's $2,500. Oh. They do have different sizes. So I think, well, we got the biggest size, obviously a king, but they do have different sizes. I think the price changes. And then they also now make a bed frame, which maybe he saw, but it is not the bed frame. It's just the pod cover itself. Oh. So it is an investment, but I will say, relative for me at least, the cold plunge that I now have, which I think is around a little over 3,000, and the 8 Sleep, I would say I would choose the 8 Sleep 10 times out of 10 before I get the cold plunge. Obviously, I think both are amazing, but I would pick the 8 Sleep 10 times out of 10 before the cold plunge, just because the 8 Sleep is something you're doing, spending 8 hours, hopefully up to 8 hours every single day on your bed. Might as well make it the best experience possible. Another downside was I looked up some other reviews, is people say if you have animals that they could potentially puncture the water tubes in the 8 Sleep. So we don't have a cat, but if you have a cat that's not declawed, I'm sure if it's running around the bed, it could potentially puncture some of those tubes. And I assume it would probably be the same for dogs if you have maybe a really sharp claw at some point. But I would just say be careful with animals. If you have animals in your bed, as far as just the wear and tear would be a little bit higher, you might have a puncture, something like that. And the last thing, so 2 things as far as the app's accuracy. One is, I think it's good, but it's almost too generous. It's always giving me 90 plus. And I think my sleep is good, but I don't think it's that good to where it's always giving me 98, 99, 96, 98. I'm like, there's gotta be times where I don't sleep all that well. And then twice what happened is, once it said I was asleep when I wasn't. I think I was just so still as we were laying in bed just watching a movie. It said I fell asleep when I wasn't asleep. So maybe it's just if you don't move we were probably in bed for an hour. If you don't move for a very long period of time, I think you're asleep. And another time I woke up and got out of bed, but Katie stayed in bed, and it registered my side of the bed as I was still in it. So I got up at 6, I think you got up at 7:30, and then it told me, oh, hey, it gives you a little notification, your alarm was dismissed, whatever. And I was actually up for an hour and a half at that point, and Katie had just gotten up. So I've had that twice over about 30, 40 days. So, it's still pretty accurate, but.
Yeah, I'm just looking at mine, and that also makes me mad because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm I have to get.
Yeah, she's got 93,
a good score,
94, 96.
It's because it's always you went to bed at 9, but then you woke up at 9:20, but then you went back to bed at 9:22, and then you woke up at 10. I'm no, I didn't fall asleep till probably 10:45. I was just laying in bed.
Yeah.
So there's no way for you to just hang out and lay in bed. This literally means nothing. That I'm not getting a grade, but
and a big part too
I'm a perfectionist.
Is it's based on your sleep routine as well. So if you have a routine of trying to go to bed at 10 and wake up at 6, even if you break that routine but still get perfect sleep, it'll still give you not 100% because it wants you to go to bed and wake up at the same time. So if you change that, it'll not give you a perfect score because you change your routine even if you sleep really well. I feel like this is kind of long, so we're gonna speed up a little bit. So those are my cons. Is there anything else you notice like negatively? Yeah, I mean, it is a great product. It's expensive. It does have a monthly fee. The alarms and some of the stuff in the app could definitely, I think, be improved, but obviously it's something that they can improve without actually having to change the product itself. Pros though, I mean, the best way to describe it is the entire bed is as cool as the underside of your pillow. If you've heard that phrase before, basically like on a hot summer night when you're like warm in your bed, you turn over your pillow, it's like, oh, it's so cool. It's like cool as the underside of the pillow. That's the entire bed. It's just something you have to experience for yourself, but it is absolutely amazing. I definitely noticed that I fall asleep a little bit faster, and I feel like I have better sleep since using the 8 Sleep. It's clinically proven, but also anecdotally, I definitely noticed that. Like, do you notice that?
I do not fall asleep any faster, but it's comfortable. I'm not waking up in a hot sweat like I normally do.
We actually use our comforter, which
like before, in the middle of the summer when it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I remember, like for a long period of time, well, until we got the 8 Sleep, I wouldn't use my comforter because it was too warm and I just wanted a thin sheet, but at the same time, like the thin sheet doesn't feel like it's kind of like hugging me and like giving me comfort. So the fact that we can now use the comforter and not have us sweating is like the best thing in the world. So the fact that I don't have to kick off my sheets in the middle of the night or don't wake up sweating, because that's one thing I did do in New York. I even lowered my temperature in my room in New York to 64 degrees, which is insanely cold. And I still woke up, kicked off my comforter because I was sweating under my comforter, which is just nuts. Also, let's see. So for me, I really like the heat to wake up as well. So I have the temperature of the 8 Sleep rise in the morning and help me wake up to my alarm. And that's something I personally really like, as well as the vibration alarm. So rather than a sound alarm, like it kind of vibrates my body and slowly it pulses and gets a little bit louder, or not louder, but a little bit more intense. And I personally love that. I know you do not like that at all, but let's see. So yeah, basically what I was gonna say is, as far as the monthly payments, obviously once again, not ideal. I don't love that about the product, but the fact that we've only had to drop our AC down at night to like 73 degrees versus what, 68?
Yeah.
So once again, I didn't run the numbers. I don't know exactly what it would do, but I assume if you're cooling an entire house or a larger apartment, if you're only having to cool it like 2 degrees at night versus 7 or 8, that's gonna save you some money on AC, and then it can kind of offset the app. What do you think? How much do you think that would change? Like I don't know if it's a significant amount. Once again, we'd have to like check our bills, but it is one thing where like we don't have to cool our entire apartment and room as much because our bed is cool, and that's all like we really care about when we sleep. So I think that might help offset the cost of any sort of like electric that comes with the actual cooling unit itself, or kind of like the monthly payment if you don't have to cool your house as much during the summertime. Let's see. Anything else? Any positives? I'm going to read through some of these.
No, it's just the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. And every time I go home, I'm sweating. Every single time I go home, I just start sweating.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing, something that I will like forever be like, dang, I can't bring that with me when I travel, which is gonna be a bummer. And then the biggest thing too is, as far as I just wrote down a bunch of like health benefits of better sleep. So the fact that once again, this has all these kind of little techs and gadgets, but at the end of the day, it is just getting better sleep and more of it, right? Improving the quality and quantity of your sleep has a million different benefits, as far as like better mental focus when you wake up, better recovery, having improved mood, better fat loss. If you do sleep more, you will get better fat loss as well. There's been studies, obviously, I think it was dramatic. It was like 4 hours versus 8 hours, but the 8-hour group lost more fat than the 4-hour group. So if you can improve your sleep, you're gonna improve your overall health. I always say sleep is the cornerstone of your health. So honestly, in this case, like why not invest in it? Why not improve upon it? And I think they have like either a 30-day or a 90-day trial or money back guarantee as well. So if you try, you don't love it, just send it back. And I think that's a good call there. Anything else? Code Perez does save you money. It's all stacking discounts as well. And just to be clear, so I was given the 8 Sleep for free. I'm not getting paid to make this video, but I do get commission. I think it's like maybe like $25 or $50 like with a sale of the 8 Sleep. So I just want to make sure that that is very, very clear. I'm not paid to make this video. Obviously I talked about the cons I don't love, but I did get the 8 Sleep for free. But at this point, I think I would buy it anyways. I think I probably hopefully get my parents one as well. I think maybe Christmas time or something like that, because I truly like believe in this product with my whole heart. I think everyone could benefit from it. So yeah, if you want to shop, link down below in the description. Code Perez will save you an additional discount onto whatever they currently have. And yeah, hopefully that wasn't too long, but anything else? It's amazing. We both love it. The fact that she loves it too just confirms for me that I'm like, okay, I'm not like blinded by just the health niche and that somebody else likes it as well.
No. I'm gonna make everyone who ever comes over
try it. Test run.
take a nap.
But yeah, without further ado, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.